Oh yeah. Man, this is so amazing. I just love motorcycles. By the way, first time using this Ram mount that I have right there. And as you can see, it's actually attached to the hand controllers, which is pretty cool. And it looks really nice. I had issues finding a frame, or not a frame, a box, not a box, a case. There we go. For the GoPro Hero 4, because as you guys know, the Hero 4 is really old, and that's what I got. I got a Hero 4 in my face. I got one in there. It would do what it would do right now, right? I'm not planning to invest money in this channel, not anytime soon. I already, essentially I already spent a lot of money on my main channel. And by the way, the quality to me seems just fine. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. But like I said, the quality, it looks fine to me. So if you're looking to get into motor vlogging, I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money. You could easily get into it, and don't go so much into like the expensive camera and things like that. Just do with what you got. I had a Hero 4, so that's why I went with that. So check it out. I love this country. I love it, and I'm gonna tell you why. And essentially it's because I was not born in this country. I wasn't. I was born in a communist country where people were being abused, where people didn't have the opportunities that we have here, where it was just really bad. And you know what? With that in mind, I just love this country, right? It has given me so many opportunities, and I'm so grateful. Now, with that being said, I want to say Happy Independence Day. Obviously, I'm a little bit late. I had to work on the 4, and obviously I spent time with the family, things like that. And if you're not aware, my main channel got hacked, and actually all my videos were put in private. And let me tell you, I got about 1,800 videos. So I had to go video by video to put them back in public, and it was such a pain in the butt. It was horrible. And again, trying to figure out what happened. But essentially, I went to check my analytics, and I noticed that my channel picture was taken down, my channel banner was taken down, and all my videos were put in private. And obviously somebody else logged into my account, and it's unfortunately that happened. But the topics that I cover in that channel, let's just say, is not really friendly, and it could potentially bring a lot of hate and a lot of people attacking me. So I've been busy this week, right, or this weekend. Now, going back to I love the country, I got really disappointed because I see so many people that hate on this country. They really do. And don't get me wrong, there is issues that we need to work on. There's issues that we need to correct. This is not by any means a perfect nation, right? There's always going to be issues, guys. Always, 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 always. Issues are not going to stop. It's biblical. The rain falls in the just and unjust, and there's always going to be issues. That's just how it is. But nevertheless, this country is so amazing. I came to this country at the age of 14. I had to learn how to speak English. I was able to join the military. I joined the Marines. I spent 11.5 years. A lot of times guys ask me why I didn't stay 20 years, and it wasn't my choice. I got hurt, and I got out medically out of the military. I spent a couple years recovering in a couch, which I got fat during that time. And I also started my main channel during that time, which at the time I was just doing it to find something to do, because I was bored. I was sitting in a couch, and what I found was that I found a community of veterans, a community of amazing people, and I was able to, kind of like transition from being injured into getting a job and all that, while having the support of my family and having the support and prayers of many guys here in the community. So I'm very grateful. You know, I'm very grateful that it happened that way. But again, I joined the service. You know, I spent a long time in the service. I was able to participate in combat, Iraq and Afghanistan, and it was just such an amazing time. But one thing that I say all the time is that I had to work hard. Really did. I had to work really, really hard, from the point that I had to learn a different language to the point that, you know, I had to learn so many different things, you know, and I'm proud of what I did, you know. Bless the Lord that He gave me the strength and the ability to accomplish things that I have done, and I'm really grateful for that. So when I see people hating on this country, to me it's so crazy, because I'm going to tell you, Fidel Castro was bad. I'm going to kind of give you a couple examples just for you guys to kind of think about it, you know. First of all, freedom of speech, that wasn't there. Everything is controlled by the government. Everything, you know, the newspaper, the TV, everything. Nothing belongs to you. Nothing, you know, to include your car, to include your motorcycle, to include your house, to include everything. Everything belongs to the government. And it's really sad because they control you that way. And another thing is that they actually control the food by rationing the food. So when I was in Cuba, I remember this. We used to have a notebook, and essentially you raise so much food by the day, right? So let's think about this. If you got to get some bread, you raise one piece of bread a day. And guys, we're talking about 1992, 93, around that time. So you raise one piece of bread a day. So let's say you have a family of 5, like I am, right? You got 5 pieces of bread a day, and that's it. So if you are a dad, right, fathers out there, and your son needs breakfast, right, and you want to give him breakfast, that means that when he comes from school, he doesn't have bread because he ate it already, right? And the selection of food was very minimum. So that means that you have to kind of starve yourself in order for him to get a snack. The same thing happened with milk. I remember at the age of 7, guys, at the age of 7, they take away your milk. You no longer raise milk, because apparently Fidel thinks that at 7 you don't need milk no more, right? So those were some of the samples. We're talking about how much rice you got a day or a month, how much beans you got a month, you know, barely nothing. You know, how much clothes, they control the clothes, they control your toys for your children. So you live in a country that is totally controlled. At any time, they could come to your house and essentially search your stuff, take you to jail. I remember sometimes they would put a truck in the corner, like a military truck, and whoever passed by, essentially will go to jail or whatever they're taking you. I don't know where they took you. So things like that. It was really insane. You know, at the age of 16, you have to join the military. You have to participate in all the communist traditions. If you don't, it's really bad on you, right? Again, guys, really bad place. Control the food, control everything you have, and it was really bad place. You really didn't have any, you know, success in life. Even if you were a doctor, let's think for a second that you become a doctor. You still work for a communist country, and you still don't have the ability to be able to, you know, have a successful life. Obviously, this country is so different. You have so many opportunities, right? So many opportunities. And the reason why is because we have dedicated men that are willing to do everything they can, including dying for a country, in order for us to have the freedom. Even sometimes we don't agree what people do, you know. Sometimes I see some things in the news that I'm like, wow, that is so stupid. I can't believe they're doing that. But guess what? Those guys died and made the ultimate sacrifice so people can do that. So people can do essentially those stupid things. It's insane. Really, really insane. You know, guys, I met a few guys that have died and essentially they died during combat operations. And from spending, over 10 years in the Marines, going to combat and all that stuff, I'm going to tell you, our troops are so wonderful. Our troops are so amazing. They are willing to do anything they have to do in order to protect our people, in order to protect our nation. And we could argue all day that, the war in Iraq or the war in Afghanistan is not really protecting the nation. There's a lot of haters that do that. A lot of haters that want to attack the troops and things like that. Check it out. The troops don't agree, or the troops don't vote or decide where they're going to go and fight. They don't do that. They follow the orders given by our nation and given by our government. So if you don't like it and you feel strong about our troops going to places that you think they shouldn't go, be involved in the political system. Do it. Really be involved in the political system, because if you make your vote count for whatever you consider to be the best politician or the right politician, it may save the troops from going to, combat or war in places that you don't think we should be there. Because I'm going to tell you what, going into these places is not a wonderful thing for our troops, right? Really not. We still have veterans, hurting themselves. We have veterans with severe, PTSD. We have veterans that have gotten to a point of becoming alcoholics. We have veterans that, have lost, friends. Not only they suffer, but the families suffer because they spend so much time away. They really make sacrifices. Even if they don't make that ultimate sacrifice, they're making strong sacrifices. So a lot of times I hear this guy is talking about, oh, you know what? I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. Well, become politically active so you can make your vote count, so our troops don't suffer and our troops don't go to places that you don't think they shouldn't go, right? But here's the thing. I'm just grateful, really grateful. I want to wish you guys an amazing year. I want to pray for you guys that your year, this coming year, and you and your families will be blessed. That you and your families will have a great time. Yeah, you and your families will be, will have peace. Will have your financial situation taken care. That you don't live in fear, because a lot of people are living in fear nowadays. And fear does not come from God. Fear comes from the devil. The spirit of fear comes from the devil. God has given you the spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. So I want you guys to don't live in fear. And I say that because everything that is going on with COVID-19 and all that, a lot of guys are getting out of control with that one, right? I pray that you guys have a great time and you appreciate, some of you guys that don't appreciate it, you appreciate this country. Because I'm going to tell you what, in some other countries, you cannot do the things you do in this country. I know that from Cuba, Iraq, Afghanistan, Japan, Turkey, Spain, Dubai, Malta. I think I missed a few more countries that I've been in. So I'm going to tell you, in some other countries, you really cannot do the things that you do here. You cannot have the freedoms that you have here. I'm grateful that we got our troops out there defending our freedom. Even though sometimes I don't agree with some of the things that people are doing, I still love the fact that we have the freedom to do what we do. And I'm just grateful to live in this country. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. And as always, God is in control.